Come back. So we just saw that opening a file by W method mode overwrites it. That is, my file became completely empty. So if I wish to add something to an existing file, then I must open it using append method. Okay. By the way, any file you open, it is good practice to close it. So, all right. So now I'll close this off. I've closed off that something file. Now I want to add to an existing file. So suppose I open lcohen.txt, right, for writing purposes. So let me now call it new file equals open lcohen.txt in append mode. Okay, I won't be able to see things right away, but regardless. So I'm opening it in append mode. Now I wish to write something here, right? So I will write, there are two ways of writing. One is new file dot write, and I will say song by Leonard Cohen, right? So I want a new line after that. So if I use the write method, I must say new line, because write, if you remember, does not give you a new line by default. Okay, I will do that. In other words, I've added 23 characters. Note, new line is 1 character. So for instance, 23 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, space is 5, 6, 7, space is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, space is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, full stop is 22, and new character is 23. That's why 23 characters. So I have written it, it doesn't show here. All right. So it's not yet saved. I could save it by saying dot close, but if I wish, by using the close method. But what if I wish to write more lines, right? So I can do the following. I can continue to write here. All right. This is a famous song. Okay, new line. So that's 24 characters. Now there is another way. Instead of closing it, you can use so-called flush method. Okay, so new file dot flush, it does the same thing. Oh, new capital F, sorry. New file dot flush, it does the same thing as saving it. All right, I can't see it here. Let me kill this viewer and open it now. Where did it go? L. Cohen. This is a famous song by Leonard Cohen. Notice it got concatenated because I did not start with a new line. I should have started with a new line. I would have had a new line there. Okay. Now, what was I about to say? Yeah. So flush has saved it without closing it. So I can continue to write in it. So you saw the write method. Another method of writing into a file is the print method. You can say print whichever string you want. Okay. Say hello, hello, hello. Okay. So this is a string. I wish to write it to this particular file. So I will say comma, file equals, I have opened it in the object new file. All right. So there. Okay. Now let me close new file. Okay. So kill that viewer open it, there you go. Okay, so there are two ways of writing to an existing file. You have to open it in append mode and then use the write method. Keep in mind, write method does not have a new line by default, so you need to give it that new line character \n. Another way is to use print approach. Print your string, comma, to the file object. Okay. Dot flush saves it in place without closing it. Dot close closes it after saving it. All right. So now here is a table of these various um, methods that we have used. Some we have not used, write lines or so on and so forth, but you might want to try these. Okay, one important notion is a file can be iterated through. So for line in F, that is alone to iterate over the file. Okay, so one more option, point I want to make here is the write method. It only writes strings. So write of a number does not work. Okay, whereas print method will automatically convert non-string arguments to strings. Okay, for a write method, you need to convert your numerics to a string and then it will be able to write. Print will automatically take your number and convert it. Okay, now here is a code that you should try once. Okay, use it on any file and see what it does. Okay, so there are three codes here. One is this code, the other is this code, and here is a third code. All right, these three codes are there in your file, right? Here is the first code, second code, the third code. Figure out what they do. All right, so until next lecture.